Hey friends, welcome to this installment of the Mixed Media Art Kit for the Scarlet Lime. This is for the August kit, and we are going to make a really fun, cute project today. In this kit is included a 4Art by Art stamp. I know I have the package. I already took it out of the packaging. I know I have the packaging somewhere. Here it is. It's the artistic brick crate for backgrounds, and then a piece of shelf liner. Also rub-ons from Basic Gray, and then you also have a piece of a notebook piece, and then also a vintage book piece. You have a flourish fence, you have fabric, and you have these also mistable kind of fabric. Butterflies by Studio Calico, a butterick pattern, or any pattern, I guess this one's butterick, but it's an old vintage pattern of some sort, and it actually includes the 8x8 canvas this month. So most of the months they don't include in canvas, but this month I decided to put one in there. And the Mr. Huey Buttercup, the brand new color of spray. And then some of you might have also got the Deco Art, Decoupage sample in your kit. They were so awesome to send us a bunch, and so I thought, you know what, it would be really fun to send them out in some of those kits, and you guys can try it out and see. So if you got one, lucky you, and hopefully you'll give us feedback on what you think. It's one of my favorite products, and that's why they sent it to me. And so if you did get one, contact me and tell me what you think. I absolutely love it. So we are going to start by coloring our butterflies, and that is what the shelf liner is included for. So all I did was I stuck the shelf liner on here, and then I just sprayed it, and you can see it gave this really cute kind of polka dot design onto the butterflies. Now you could do this obviously with anything. You can use stencils or whatever, but I was going to show you our vintage kit, our texture kit has a lot of cool different textures in it, and so depending on what, I was going to spray it with this one. This was from the texture kit. It just gives it totally different looks. But you could use, oh cute, look how cute that is. I had tried that before. Now that is dang cute. You could try anything. That was one of the larger pieces out of the texture kit. But in your kit was included the shelf liner. So, you know, it would be really cute. I wonder if lace would work. I don't know. I have a piece of lace. I'm sure it would, but it has to have a really, really small design on it, or else it's not going to really look like anything. Let's try this and see. You see that? It's cute. You can kind of see the lace design. Pretty much you can do anything. I like the squares though, because it really shows the pattern. Alright, and so we are going to put those aside, let them dry a little bit, and I'm going to color these ones. Well, I don't need to color these ones, I got those ones. We're going to get started on the canvas. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to create a background. I'm going to do kind of a bluish, well, I don't know. I always seem to do blue, but first I'm going to lay down the pattern paper onto the canvas and just get that covered. So I'll do that when I come back, then we'll move on. Okay, we are done with that. Now I want to add a little bit more texture to this, and there's going to be actually a lot of different texture to this, but I want to do that by I'm going to be creating just kind of rolls throughout this in just random places, just to create a little more texture to this. So it's just a simple, and there's already texture because when you crinkle or when you put the, I guess you were to call it, the tissue paper down, sorry, I'm like fishing for words here, it already has, I mean, it already crinkles automatically. It just does. It's just it's just the nature of it. So just want to add a little bit of texture. Alright, we're going to let this dry. And when we come back, we're going to start coloring it, painting it a little bit. So we'll be back. Alright, so the next step is basically to put some color down onto it. And I wanted to use a mixture of blue, but mainly white. So I think what I'm going to do, because the other things that I want to put on it, I want to do like have a ton of color. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue, but then I'm going to dry it and go over it with white. Okay, so I gathered a few things. I have just a basic white, I have Titan Buff from the Golden, and then a little bit of Texture Magic or modeling paste. You can use whatever, but I just want a little bit of, I want it to be a little bit hard, or not hard, but just, and not very much. So if you don't have any, don't worry about it, but I kind of want to like, not just paint this on, but I want to, oh, hello. Just putting some over here on the side. Oh, that was not mixed up. A lot of oils in that. Okay, try that again. So I just kind of want some creaminess, I guess is what I'm looking for. Not necessarily a paste, just creamy. Which a heavy body acrylic would actually work really well. Take forever to dry though. Let's see. Maybe a little bit in the white too. So I'm just mixing a teeny bit of this Texture Magic, or like I said, you can use modeling paste or a heavy body acrylic. But I'm just mixing it in with the paint just to give it a little bit of body. And then I'm going to come on here and I just want to really just work it into the canvas. And I kind of want a mixture of creams and whites throughout the whole thing. So I'm going to continue to do this until the canvas is pretty much covered. And then we'll be back. Okay, so I have it pretty much covered. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to scrape in some places just some of that paint off. And you could even like draw designs in it, and maybe we will do a couple circles, do a word. You can do this with gesso too, it actually works, but see how I'm just adding some texture into that? I want this canvas to be really full of texture. And maybe you could take some of that off and scrape it onto the sides. Okay, now we've got to dry this, and because we have modeling paste in it, it's going to take a little bit to dry, so when we come back, we will start adding some more fun stuff to it. Okay, so it is dry, and I just love, I actually went in here a little bit and added some texture, but I love how, see all the texture that's on here? That is all mainly from the tissue paper, and I love how the tissue paper does that. And then of course that. And then I came in here with my stamp, and I just added a little bit of texture. I don't want like black or too dark, so I'm just stamping a little bit with this stamp. And this stamp, the image of it, you can see it's just a brick, but it just gives this really great texture. I'd like to add some purple maybe, but we'll wait for a minute. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some hearts from paper, and I'm going to use paper right here. Do a couple different sizes. Do them this way. So, I know you can't see them right now. I'm gonna take some Mod Podge and put these on, and actually I kind of want them crinkled a little bit, like I said. I want a little bit of texture, and I want to also use this yellow in it as well. So, yellow fabric. I'm going to take the biggest heart and just cut around it. Cute, I like it. Okay. Now I really, really, really want this bold and bright, so I'm going to use purple. And this is the Vivid Violet, comes in the Deco Art pack that we have. But you can also use raspberry, the from, what do you call it? Let me grab it. From the Paint Dabbers. Beautiful, beautiful color. So I'm going to paint this, and I'm actually going to paint all three of my hearts, and then when I come back we will start putting this together. And after you paint it, just crinkle it a little bit. We're going to give it a little bit of body. So set that aside. When we come back, we'll add some more. Okay, I painted the hearts and I put them onto my canvas with Mod Podge, and you're probably thinking, okay, those are upside down, should look like this. But I'm actually doing bleeding hearts, not regular hearts, and I thought it would be really fun and whimsical to do those. So, I want to add some stripes to this purple, and I actually want to do it with the red. So I'm just going to use a small brush. Yep, and I think I have to use one that's I've got to clean off. And I'm just going to come in here and paint stripes. I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Right to this heart. Now, I want to keep the other ones whimsical too, but I don't want to do purple. I think that would be too cliche. So maybe we'll do turquoise on the red. And probably could get away with doing a polka dot, but I don't know. I'll just keep the stripe theme. Cute. Okay, now we gotta dry that, so we'll dry it really fast, come back, we'll keep adding to it. Okay, so now we are going to add the stems of the flowers, and I really wanted to use tissue paper, probably use a mix, but we're gonna do, I don't know, bleeding hearts. Well, I guess they have a little bit of these, but, so I'm just gonna take the tissue paper and roll it up, and stick it on. Right like that. I'm going to put some decoupage on the top of that too, so that when we add paints and stuff to it, it moves around better. Let's kind of tidy those up a little bit. I should just clip those right off. And then we will do a couple of flowers. I mean, a couple of leaves. Okay, so you can see that I put the flower or the leaves on and I crinkled them kind of when I put on so they have a little bit of shape to them. And now I need to color them. And I am just going to come in here with the sour apple green color, and you can use whatever green color you want. And actually I'll probably use a couple different shades of green. Just paint these up. Definitely used a couple different shades so you can get. There we go. Now we're going to dry this and put a coat. I'll put a coat of Mod Podge on the flowers too, just so we can do some fun doodling stuff to them. So I'll be right back. Alright, that is all dry. So now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add shading onto things just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension, more dimension. So I'm going to come in here with my big brush pens and if you don't have pens, you can always take watered down paint and just do this too. But you just kind of want to smear it a little bit. Let's see, I need purple. This might be too dark, but perfect. I need a yellow though now. Now I also want to kind of create some dimension from the background, so I can go and shade behind these too, just to kind of add on the sides of these to kind of add like a depth that way as well. And I think I actually might shade these lines too. Love it. Alright, love how this is coming together. So now we're going to add some individuality to this by adding some rub-ons, and we're going to doodle on it. We need to make the little things that come out of the flower. And I was thinking I was going to just draw them on, which maybe I will, and then use these too. But I thought this would be cute just to have the rub-on be. So we're going to try it. Works a little, we're going to have to define it with a pen, but I actually like it. I think it's cute. want to find my doodle pen, and I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to doodle and add dimension to everything. I have a bit of a trouble with that, so let's try this. Alright, so I just went in with I used a doodle pen, and then I also used just another brush point pen. You can use the Faber pens. They have the smaller size ones that you can use. Let's see if I have one to show you. This size right here work great. Oh wait, no, that's it's this size right here. They're a smaller tip brush. So we sell those in the store. They come in packs. That one's not either. So, and probably actually, you can actually shade with these as well. They just don't have a broadest tip. So, but they are great for like line work and stuff like that. Alright, so we have really cute hearts hanging here. Now we have to add our butterflies. And you're probably wondering, let's see, is this the one we did? Yeah. So I'm just going to come in here, and the butterflies are obviously going to be going the right way because they are texture side, because these are bleeding hearts, so they face downward. Put a little butterfly on the heart. Yeah, maybe I'll put it that way. I don't know if I want too many of them on here. There, that's cute, just simple. Okay, now I have this little fence, and what I'm going to do with it is I'm just going to go in, cut it apart, and it is going to become the little, let's zoom in so you can see, the little stake that goes in between the butterfly. But I want to paint it probably, let's say let's do a turquoise. I already got the turquoise paint out right here. You don't have to put the stem on all of them. You could just do it on a couple of them if you wanted to. I'm gonna hot glue those on actually. This one feels a little long. Okay, and I kind of have an idea that I want to do down here too. Oh, you You guys didn't even see that, did ya? Most of it. Okay, so I have, basically what I did is I took the fence and I cut these off and created little stands for the butterflies. Now, I also had an idea for this as well. I think you could either use paint or you could use a spray, but I thought this would be cute as an actual, like, you know, it's a fence that's on here. So we might actually remove this first. And I'm just going to use spray because that's easiest, but if you don't have green spray, remember you can take paint and stencil the paint on, but since I have this, I'm going to use it. Then I'm going to come in here and dab it just a little bit. And it kind of just created, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it just, I mean, you're just using it as a stencil and it's creating like kind of this like grassy fence kind of look. And then we're going to put the butterfly back on. I have to glue this one on now. Could also take it the opposite way, and I think I might, just to add a little bit of depth to it. Take white and use it as a stamp. And just stamp it. Now this is where a paste, a thicker thing would work better. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of modeling paste to this. And then do this. There we go. Create some grid lines down there. So do you see that? Maybe in this light you can't, but in the pictures after it's over you can see it. You could even come in there and doodle it in with our pen and add a little more to it. I might even come in, define this little space a little bit. Okay, I think it's done. It's super cute. And we use all the different pieces of it several times. If you wanted to, you could come in and add a little bit more texture with the stamp. There's already a lot of black, so maybe the only texture I might use is a little bit of white. Just here and there, but really not too much, I don't think. And I might come in here and add a little bit of turquoise to the background. Just a little bit. Now, the cool thing about all of the stuff that we, like that texture that we built in, that if you were to run your, just a finger with some paint over that, or even say stamp, and you go straight over, just really lightly over, it's going to pick up all of that texture and highlight. So we made those circles, it's going to highlight those circles wherever we made stuff. So you can do that with your finger and paint, or you can do it with a paintbrush. This isn't staying on, so I have to glue it again. Alrighty. Now if you wanted your butterflies a different color, you could use a different spray, or you could certainly come in and use the stamp and stamp it a different color. Like, definitely if you wanted, we'll just use the orange because it's out. But you could come in here and add that texture onto the things. You could also use this as a stamp because it's pretty much rubber. And let's go with the blue. So then you can use it as a stamp that way. So see how I can use this? I love this. You can use it so many different ways. I might even come on here and do that a little bit down here. I have a dark green, which I do. Just makes an awesome stamp. You can even cut shapes out of it. You could definitely come in here and make yourself a teeny little flower or a heart. We'll do a heart because it's an easy shape. And then say I don't know if you can see that heart very well, but you could do circles, you could do whatever. A circle would be way cute. And then you could go in with your pen and define that circle even more. So texture, the doodle pen's hard to work on it. So I'm trying to find where it is. Cute. I really do like it. I might even come in here and I think these butterflies need a little bit of texture. Nope. I think this is there and this is there. So I'm going to come in here and just dab them with a little bit of purple. Okay, and there we go. There is our mixed media project for this month, for the month of August. If you wanted to, you could write something on it, and I'm thinking that I will. I'm trying to think of a saying that I could do. Well, while I think of that, you'll see it in the finished product. It's going to take me a little while to think of something, but I don't want to just write love because I always seem to write something like that, but I'll probably write something down in here. Or you can use a paintbrush and paint it on, but here is our project for this month, and thanks for joining me.